What's up, Sneaky Nation? Sneaky Pete back with all the news after week 1 of our regular season, now in season number 6. And boy, did the Crusaders get lucky. Things did not go our way at all. Stuart Denny threw 4 interceptions, and that is definitely not what we wanted to see from him to start the season off. The important thing is the Crusaders managed to get the win. Our defense did a pretty good job, including putting pressure on the quarterback, breaking our franchise record, maybe the all-time league record for sacks in a game. I don't really know. Let's see if we can find this out, because that was pretty ridiculous. Our team was on point, and we are putting pressure all over Tremaine Small there, and it led to a win. Where would it be under? How is it under team roadmap? Is it under? It's not under team roadmap. I can't even speak anymore, guys. What happened? What would it be under? Settings? There's got to be an option, right? No? I know it's here somewhere. Would it be? I don't know. I don't know these things. I feel like they shouldn't be hiding stuff like this. There we go. Gosh. I mean, I guess it makes sense that it's under there. Season. I just want a game. Alright. Team sacks. Oh, it doesn't show team sacks. I don't know what the record is. I imagine that we were right on up there, though. Our team did an incredible job putting pressure on the quarterback, more than we have ever seen before throughout this series, which says a lot. And a lot of that might be due to the fact that our corners were doing a decent job. You know, when you're on the Hall of Fame difficulty, the opposing quarterback doesn't often make throws that aren't going to be completed, hence the 90% completion percentage we've seen throughout this series from the opposing quarterbacks frequently. The flip side of that, though, is they tend to hold on to the ball for a long time, which leads to a lot of sacks, and that is what we saw in week number 1 there. Again, not a great game, but the Crusaders did escape with the victory. Now, previous to the last game, I had the news video in the preseason, so I did go ahead and do the game prep off camera, and I also upgraded my coach. I got the double scouting points, which I think is going to be important. We worked on Bola Asante. We did like one thing towards Sherman, and then the rest of the hours we put into Bola Asante, and I think that's what we're going to do again. He had a great game last week. You know, he had 2 sacks and a fumble recovery, which I was very, very pleased with. So let's go ahead and put some more time into Bola Asante, and maybe I'll throw some into, well, Ofisa Okafor is doing fine. Man, I like Harris a lot too, but Asante has better development trait. And again, pretty solid game from him. I was happy with that. So yeah, sorry I didn't have that in the previous news video. It ran a little long, and I had forgotten about all this stuff prior to the week 1 game, so I just did that off camera, but I just told you what it all was, so you didn't miss anything. Let's go ahead and see if we have a draft story here. The Colts targeted a known quality in Earl Wolf, and they gave the Eagles what they wanted. Okay, there's a trade there. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. One of Ohio State's top soccer athletes is now playing free safety for their football team. Soccer athletes aren't typically the toughest of all time. They fake injuries left and right, which I don't really respect as much. But you know what? He's going to be a hitter in this, so maybe he's one of those guys that loves and embraces contact, which I do know a lot of soccer players do. I'm more referring to the fact that they're on the field for 15 minutes, faking an injury. But yeah, you know, that's interesting. Usually a soccer player would be a kicker, but not in this case. I wonder if I could draft him and move him to kicker. I wonder if they actually gave him kicking stats because of that draft story. So the Chargers won and the Broncos won. That's to be expected. The Chiefs lost to us. Very, very worried about Stuart Denny, though. I don't know what happened. And it could have been just, you know, a fluke game. He did throw 3 touchdown passes, but man, that was a little bit rough. Definitely not what we wanted to see from him right there. Let's go ahead and check out the weekly awards. Colin Kaepernick, 30 of 35, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Stephen Tolick going to have 6 tackles and 2 interceptions. Blake Bortles, 34 of 49, 359 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then Khalil Mack, 6 tackles, 4 sacks, and a forced fumble for him. He is just a force to be reckoned with. Defenses fear him, but we love him. We love him very much. Let's go ahead and check out the league stats right now. We're actually just going to look at our division stats. We don't need to go through the whole league, but we'll kind of check out to see what our division's doing. Again, those 4 interceptions, man. And to be fair, one of those interceptions I accidentally hit the wrong button. We had a wide open guy and pressure was coming and I just quickly hit the wrong button. Tremaine Small had 127 quarterback rating against us. 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Chaz Jenkins, 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Mitch Farrell, the new Farrell for the Chargers instead of Philip Farrell. They got a rookie now, his brother. 100.2 quarterback rating, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then 75.7 quarterback rating for Stuart Denny. The only one not over 100, 266 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He did throw for more touchdowns, but less, or way more interceptions. Now, all of us are really close together here in terms of passing yards, but 12 sacks. That's just unbelievable, including Kitchens. We got Kitchens on the sack too, so 13 sacks. Just ridiculous there. But you see, he only had a 75% completion percentage. It definitely seemed like a lot more in the game, I'll tell you that much. Devin Golden, 35 carries, 176 yards, 5 yards a carry. DeMarco Murray signing with the Chargers. That is going to give them another weapon. Le'Veon Bell had 2 touchdowns there. Golden with 1 and DeMarco Murray with a touchdown. Receiving the ball, Emmanuel Sanders with 13 catches. Jabbar Gray signed with the Chargers. So now we are going to be seeing him twice a year. And boy, did he come out swinging. 10 catches, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Now, Yakov Moody for us stepped up his game pretty well. 8 catches, 63 yards. Not as many yards as I would have liked, but he did get into the end zone twice. And that's something to be happy about. 2 touchdowns for Yakov Moody, 2 for Brandon Marshall against us, 1 for Chase Cross, 1 for Jabbar Gray, Le'Veon Bell, Demarius Thomas, and Jordan Matthews, each picking up 1 as well. We'll go ahead and check out that briefly, but we're really just going to go right on to defense. Barry Church leading the way. Donald Butler, number 2. Dante Whitner, number 3. I guess Butler and Church are actually tied. Sacks. So many sacks for the Crusaders. Just so many. Just so many. So many. Dante Whitner with an interception. And then we're just going to see a plethora of Chief players with interceptions, including Jordan Peterson, a guy we scouted a lot. George, so a lot of their younger guys getting those interceptions, and then Raheem Moore got 1 for the Broncos. Fumbles forced, only 1, and that was Khalil Mack, which means Bola Asante got the only fumble recovery. No blocks, no safeties, and no touchdowns. Moving on to kicking, we got Prater kicking 3 of 4. Last season he killed it, but off to a slow start there. Chuck Vaughn, 2 of 2. Oscar Samuels, a former Crusader, 2 of 2. And Mark Gomes, another rookie kicker. So we had a battle of the rookie kickers last week, and he was 2 of 2 as well. Guys, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. And I will see you guys next time. Later.